Well, y'all, look who is back with another video. Listen, the news is a popping, and so we gonna keep on dropping these videos, okay? Listen, it's your boy DJ Skye, Skye Squad. We are back in the building. We gotta talk about some news, some Real Housewives of Potomac news, okay? And then we got some Real Housewives of Atlanta news with that good Kenya Moore and MARC Daly. More information is drip dropping and drip dropping and drip dropping on the daily. MARC Daly, that is. So with that being said, let's go ahead and stage dive into what we got to talk about, y'all. So, before we do that, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell button, join the texting community so I can send you a text message as soon as a new video drops. And with that being said, let's go ahead and stage dive into our first topic. Now, this is actually, I think, some extremely great news, okay? So, Robyn on the Real Housewives of Potomac has really been, opening up and transparent about her issues that are stemming from what she believed at the time were either seasonal depression or, some type of general pandemic malaise. You know what I'm saying? The general not wanting to get out of bed, not being motivated, having things to do, but not being able to really, get them done. And Skyla on the show had basically said, listen, these sounds like symptoms of, or that things that could be depression. And I kind of thought so too. I'm like, because I think we've all been there at some point in time. And I told you guys how I suffer from anxiety. So I understood exactly what she was talking about. Well, it turns out that Robyn is indeed going to be reaching out to seek some sort of help for this issue. And I think it is super amazing. Our friend over at cc.lovesyou, who is a phenomenal, reality TV commentator, pop culture account, found this information on Robyn's Instagram page, and it says this: Robyn is getting evaluated for adult ADHD after viewers told her that it could be part of why she feels the way she feels. Mental health is number one always, okay? Robyn says this: thank you from the bottom of my heart to everyone who has reached out to me about my pandemic blues. As shared on Real Housewives of Potomac, I have heard from so many people sending love, support, and encouragement, and even more people who relate to my story and have been going through the exact same thing. I never thought that my story would resonate with so many people, but wow, so many of us have been in the same boat together for over the past year. So if you have been feeling like I have, don't beat yourself up. Show yourself some love and don't be embarrassed to talk to someone. You never know the type of advice or help you can receive by opening up to others. In fact, a lot of people reached out to me suggesting that I get evaluated for ADHD. I couldn't believe the number of people who have said the same exact thing. What I shared on the show sounded like symptoms of adult ADHD. I looked it up and checked off a lot of the symptoms and felt compelled to make an appointment for an evaluation. We shall see what the outcome is, but I am so thankful for everyone who went out of their way to bring this to my attention. This really is the beauty of being on Real Housewives of Potomac, the amazing viewers who learn to love us and truly care about us and our well-being. I'll update you all when I learn more. Okay, so it looks like she's taking the steps that she needs to be proactive in order to get this whole thing together. And it's interesting. I think one of the things that you guys will also notice is that on this week's coming episode, if you guys are a part of the Bravo Insider, okay, definitely, you guys might want to check out becoming a part of the Bravo Insider so you guys can get exclusive clips, okay? You can actually start watching the next episode of Potomac right now. If you head on over to the Bravo TV, okay, head on over to the Bravo TV and you can see Gizelle is going to confront Robyn about her issues, and Gizelle is definitely giving her some tough love. Now, what Robyn is explaining in this clip, just to give you guys a brief overview, and I thought it made so much sense. Robyn reflects back on season 1 where she revealed that, she had invested a lot of money into, a lot of their family's money into a friend of theirs, I guess, whatever business enterprise or whatever. And that whole thing failed and they lost just about everything. And so now she's afraid of success and what that success could bring. And if it should all come crumbling down all over again, similar to what had happened to her family before. And she just doesn't want to go back through that. Now, so many of us can actually, relate to this because I definitely feel like I can relate to it. you struggled at something. And then she talked about how, you know, after that whole incident happened, about how she was, you know, struggling to find ways to, you know, get $100 or, you know, find ways to save the house from being foreclosed on. And I think it's such a very real story. And I'm so glad that they are showing this on the Real Housewives of Potomac this season. So, you know, I don't always like the things that Robyn does in conjunction when she's backing up Giselle, but these types of storylines right here are what can really pave the way for her to be a powerhouse a housewife moving forward if she continues to stay true to herself and she continues to express and tell her own personal story. Now, with that out of the way, we got to talk about Kenya Moore. Kenya Moore and MARC Daly. Lord have mercy. This whole situation just keeps on getting crazier and crazy. Now, I did see this information first on the Jasmine brand, and I followed the breadcrumbs back to Radar Online, okay? So you guys make sure to support the Jasmine brand, follow them, and also check out the article on Radar Online. I will place it in the description down below, okay? So basically what's going on here is MARC Daly had revealed that he was forced to hire security after their 2-year-old received threats from Bravo fans. Now, why is y'all coming after the baby? I don't understand. Let's get into it. That's what the headlines say anyway. He claims that that baby Brooklyn was receiving threats from y'all fans after appearing on the reality show. That's why he didn't want the baby on the show. Okay. So let's get into what they have to say. Okay. Now, it's so interesting and convoluted. You know, Kenya filed for divorce. She also filed a separate custody case. She wanted primary custody of Brooklyn, with MARC getting the visitation rights. Now, in June, she was definitely awarded the primary custody, okay? And then, you know, the judge also was ruling, as we talked about, to have Brooklyn appear on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, he had previously objected to this. Now, in these newly uncovered documents that Radar Online has obtained prior to this consent order being, you know, put in, he had pleaded for the proceedings to be held in a private setting. Okay. Now, he claims that the relationship that he's in with Miss Kenya Moore was getting a lot of attention due to her detailing their private issues on the reality show that she is filming. Well, that's her job. And you knew what you was getting into before you got with her, okay? I mean, that's my thought. You know, you knew she was on a reality TV show. You knew she chronicled her life. I mean, you couldn't have been living under a rock and not known that, okay? And you even agreed to appear on the show. So you knew what this whole situation was. Anyway, he claimed that that their child had received threats on social media platforms that feature her, and that he's concerned that any additional exposure may result in more threats to all parties and to Brooklyn. Okay. Now, he also is claiming that since the last court hearing, he has, quote, received an increase of threats of physical harm. Okay. So much so that he had to hire some security personnel to protect himself and his business. He thought y'all was going to come and get him. Okay. Now, he also said that, you know, every time the media covered the divorce, that what'd he say? Every time they covered his divorce, okay, his business would see a, quote, dramatic drop in revenue because of all the negative press associated with all of it and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, he's going on social media and made statements himself as well. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like he just been, you know, lollygagging around in private and not doing nothing and not posting things on social media and not, you know, delivering statements here, to there, and wherever he did. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what's going on. And, you know, at the time, the court proceedings had been sealed. But then months later, the judge came back with a primary custody decision. And they say next they got to go back to court later this year to, you know, to battle it out over the assets. But Kenya wants to seal the entire case. I guess so, because I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. And we knew, I think we all knew from the moment they was having their breakdown, especially when we finally did see him on the show last season. Honestly, you knew based on the way that they were speaking to each other, or he was speaking to her, that that the marriage won't go nowhere, right? But if they got divorced, it would be ugly, okay? And it already seems like it's turning kind of ugly. And I hate that for them. I really do. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like I want everybody to be happy. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that now. And I also want, what's in the best interest of the child, because the child is the most important thing here, to be quite honest with you. I mean, that's end of the day, that's the reality of the situation. The child is the most important aspect of this entire thing, the child's safety and well-being. So that's what we want to look at first. And then, hopefully they can just amicably part ways, because all of this back and forth and the hired security and stuff like that, I wonder why y'all going after the man like that? Why y'all going after him so that he got to hire the private security? Why? Well, I don't know if it was private, but I mean, I guess it was security personnel or whatever the case may be. I mean, y'all just leave this man alone. Okay, leave that man alone. So we ain't got to hire no more security, because it said the Bravo fans. I was like, oh, Lord, he real specific with that. But anyway, let me know what y'all think about these situations down in the comment section down below. I know we got some serious topics this afternoon, but we got to talk about them. I mean, they're popping off in the news. And so we celebrate the good. And we also got to talk a little bit about the bad and hope for the best. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it. We're going to put some good energy on that situation. Hopefully it turns out a little bit better, but we're going to keep our eye on it just the same. Now, listen, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell button. And I will be back at you guys when some more news pops.